Hey everybody. Yeah, I'm sorry I had to clear my throat. No, I don't have COVID, okay? This is a really bad time for allergy season though, don't you think? Or a bad time for COVID or something, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not gonna spend my whole time talking about illness on here, but I will talk about the weirdness. I just came from Walmart. What a weird scene. Everybody's scared of each other. Most people had masks. I didn't get mine until just now, so I didn't wear a mask. But everybody was making sure they were staying their distance, and I was staying my distance, and distance, the whole distance thing. That's in the name of social distancing. Not social masking, but social distancing. So anyway, I will wear a mask from now on. I got a mask. But said all that, and I'm moving along to some things. A good friend of mine said today, and I wanted to build on something she said about how it's kind of a fresh start thing, kind of a well, I'll just say it. When we come out of this on the other side, who are we going to be? Are we going to be the same person that went into this bizarre time, or are we going to have a new normal? People keep saying, because of this instance, this experience for us as a nation, us as the world, that there'll be a new normal when we get out of this. And I'm sure that's true. But, first of all, we'll adapt like we always have anytime there was a change. But most importantly that I was thinking about was, what my friend was talking about is you as a person. Not anyone else, but you. And, we have become accustomed to the person we were before this. What are you going to do? Are you going to go back to the person you were before? Or are you going to go in there with some seasoning, some different attitudes, different outlooks, different point of view? I myself, I have to think I'm going to be a little different. Everybody knows this story. It's probably getting old, but a few years ago, I was dying of a lung disease, and I'm not anymore. But I was told, I didn't have that long to live, so I spent that whole time just living like crazy, and I still do to a certain extent. Less lately, since I'm confined to the house most of the time. But there's a lot of things before this that I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be different. I want things to be so much different that I barely recognize myself. I don't want normal. I don't want to get back to normal. I want to have a new normal and a new life. And what an awesome reboot we can have. And I'm sorry, I really am. The cashier that I was just with was so nervous. You could tell she was scared. And she was telling me how every time she comes to work, she just cries and she wants to vomit. And I felt really bad for her. I mean, I really did, because you could tell she was scared. As she was ringing me up, you could tell she was scared. Part of the time she was holding her breath. And I didn't realize that until I said something to her and realized, and then she let out the air, and I realized she'd been holding her breath. So, I hate that people are living in fear, and I hate that there's, a real risk out there, and people are dying and people are sick. I hate all that. But the experience itself of life or death can happen to anybody, and different than anything we've ever had in our lifetimes. In some ways anyway, not every way, but in most, the bigger ways. But all that makes this an experience that you can do, like, hey, it's like having a new life. When you come out on the other side of this, it's going to be like, wow, I can go out to eat, or I can go see this person. Wow, how cool is that? I think about that, and I think about what a fresh start or a reboot really means. For me, it means I'm going to hit the ground running, but I'm going to hit it from a good place. I'm going to be prepared to hit the ground running. And I don't think you can be prepared for everything, and I'm not even going to pretend to do that. But you can be prepared in that real life happens to us every day, and a lot of people have a different point of view than we do because they're from a different point, so their view's different. So I'm saying it like this: if you have a life before this happened, if you had a life that you liked, okay, let's say you liked it. Who's to say you can't even have who's to say you can't have even better when you come out on the other side of this? You have a whole different vantage point. I mean, like, you can look at life dead in the eye now and say, you know what, I'm going to embrace, you know. I could have said you can look death right in the eye, but why would you be looking at death? You know, look for the life. Look for the things that are huge. Look for the things that you can go from here and actually build. You know what I'm saying? So much of life is just, I mean, especially lately, is negative, and we don't have to be that way. We don't ever have to be where our focus is on the negative. I'm not saying we should hide our heads in the sand. We're not stupid. We're not we're not animals or anything like that don't have reason. I get the whole reasoning thing, and I get that, you know, we should be concerned and we should pay attention and we should be as safe as we possibly can. I get all that. But what I'm telling you is that what we need to do is take where we're at, take into consideration the things we've been through lately, and focus on the positive. When we get out on the other side, yeah, you'll have a new normal, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing. New normal can mean a whole bunch of cool things. So anyway, I really hope that people will use this time, because if you don't use this time for good, then that means we went through all this for nothing. If you learn from it, you grow from it, that's awesome, because that means we're all going to be better people when we get out on the other side. If you don't learn from it, that means people got sick and people died, all for nothing. I prefer to think that we can use it for our good, and we can put it forward from this day forward, that we're going to be better people. I just saw a bunch of scared people in Walmart that were afraid to even talk to each other. And I'm not talking about afraid to talk to each other up close. I mean, at least 6 feet apart from each other, and they still were afraid to talk. It was like a morgue in there. There's hardly any voices at all. There was one over the PA at one point, and it kind of like broke the silence, but at the same time, the guy who was speaking was from a different department. I don't know what department, but he's from a department, and he was calling for help or something. And when he got on the PA, he was just so quiet. And I'm like, even the people on the PA are quiet. It's just like a morgue. I mean, I was like, am I at a funeral? Did I miss something? But, you know, almost as sad as the toilet paper aisle, but not quite. Why are people still hoarding toilet paper? I don't get this. But anyway, I don't know. I've been thinking about all this stuff, and I hope that we're all going to be better people on the other side of it. I hope that, you know, look forward to, instead of dwelling on now and focusing on the scary and the bad, look forward to how it's going to be when we get out of here. When things get back to some semblance of what our everyday lives are, let's look forward to what life is going to be. You know, it isn't the way it was. And I said, if you had a good life before this, let's make it even better. Well, if your life sucked before this all happened, and you've been muddling through this thing, and the whole time your life sucks. The more it sucks, the more you can appreciate how it's going to be on the other side. You don't have to live a life where you're scared all the time. You don't have to live a life where you're afraid to tell people you love them. You're afraid to show your soft side. If nothing else, this should show you that nothing is for sure. You can't take anything for granted. Personally, in my own life, many people that I know are having to change their wedding plans, and I know some that had to cancel their wedding, or postpone it anyway, indefinitely. My son had to cancel his engagement party, and just different things. I mean, a lot of our plans are our plans, but you know, God is the one who has it set forward, and He will have His final say. So we can make our plans all day long, but we never know when something's going to change that we have no control over. But what we do have control over is we can choose to be happy. We can choose to look forward. We can choose to strive for something better. And I hope that's what you do. God bless you. Love you. Bye.